Hi guys. Hello, welcome. I really need to fix this light, eh? It's a little bit too bright. Okay, that's a bit better. Hi guys. Hello, welcome. How's everyone doing? Let me see if I can make it a little softer. Yeah, that's better. It's quite different when I log on to here compared to when I'm streaming from Instagram or different platform. Each platform has its own kind of like grading. Hi guys, hello, welcome. Okay, so let me know where you're from, how you've been, what's been happening on your side. Thank you for those of you who have returned and were here last week. You can also let me know how things have been shifting for you. Ciao, ciao, hello, hi guys. Okay, with me. Oof. I think it's because it's actually my birthday on Friday, and I've noticed it's so interesting. I'm clearing so much, and I'm clearing in the same way that I was clearing last year at the same time. So, hi, hello, welcome from Pennsylvania, California, Florida. Welcome from New Mexico. Thank you for being here. Crazy Astral, psychic abilities. Thank you for the happy early birthday. Yeah. So, hello from Cape Town. Raining, just getting over the flu. Okay, sorry to hear. Hello from Norway. Yeah. So, what happened last year about like a week before my birthday. So 3 weeks before I had to go to burn, I stubbed a toe in my right foot and it actually cracked. Guys, this thing was scary. It broke and it broke like sideways. So it instead of like it was like the second to last, and instead of it being like a straight toe, it went like it was creepy. So, hello from Virginia, England, Oklahoma, Sweden. Thank you for the happy birthday. So, I was like, okay, and that was about a month before the burn. And so, I mean, if any of you have ever broken a toe, there's nothing you can do about it. I mean, that one, because it was skew, I had to go get an X-ray, and they just kind of like they gave it the toe buddy. So they stitched, well, not stitched. I like had to tape it to the next one, and I had to keep it like that for like 2 weeks maybe. So that was quite intense. And now, like last night, out of nowhere, I'm like walking in my room and I stub which one is this? My third to last. I don't know if I can show you guys. I don't think you'd be able to see it, but I'll share a photo of my story so you guys can see it. My third to last toe, it's not broken, but it's like all purple and bruised and it's sore. So I was like, okay, guys, like what is it? And they actually said to me, it was quite interesting because of the level of energetic work that I need to do and hold when I'm going to burn, which is the grid work that I'll be doing in the Karoo Desert. This is why I'm doing the fundraiser. Because of the level of work that I have to do there, I actually need to have a break and stop. And this kind of like from a physical level, like I can't run. I'm not really going to be like, I'll maybe be doing a little bit of, maybe upper body exercise here and there, but I won't really be training like I usually train. I train quite hard. Like I'll do yoga, Pilates, I'll do HIIT classes, pump classes, like weight training. So I do quite a lot of exercise, and it was very interesting because they were like, yeah, it's not like you are clearing. I am clearing. You always clear before your birthday, but it was more like you actually need to slow down so that you can hold container, you can hold grid. That you are no, it's the other foot. It's not the same one. It's the left one this time. Last time it was the right. This time it was the left. I think they had to balance it out. And so that made a lot of sense, and that was information that was given to me very recently. So I was like, okay, I kind of get that. So that's what I've been navigating. My astral space has been insane. It's been So insane, guys. My late grandmother that passed away in 2022, I mean, I'll maybe see her like twice a year. I mean, maybe if I say a lot, 3 times a year, she'll come through in the astral. She hasn't left yet because my grandfather's still here. He's 98, so he's still around, and she's waiting for him so that they can, go over together. And the last week I saw her twice, so that was a lot. It was a lot. I had to clear 2 apocalyptic timelines, which was quite interesting. I had to do a whole clearing for like a flooding of some sort. I was drowned as well, so I had to clear that too. It wasn't the same as the flooding, it was a different one. So, I mean, it's definitely been quite active. My sleep has also been not the best because of the astral space. My child has also been feeling it. So, because I co-sleep, she's been quite restless, and that doesn't really help me much. I have very light sleep because my astral is so active. I'm so far out that it's quite interesting because I'm lucid and conscious within my astral. It's almost like I'm more easily get woken up, even if I'm really far out, like something falls next door and I'll wake up. So I have very, very light sleep. And sometimes this was quite funny. I had to explain it to quite a few of my partners, that sometimes because I'm so far, my soul comes back into my body, and then I just wake up like that. And like I did it a few times without telling them, and like guys would like freak out. I'm like, no, like this is something that happens to me. Like it's fine, like tick the weird box. So yeah. So today I didn't know really too much what I was going to share, but I think, yeah, I want to speak about a few things that came through now. I didn't really plan much for this, especially because I'm doing another one next week. Like I want to, as I said, try and be consistent for the lives. Obviously, when I'm in the desert, I won't be able to do that. But for now, I think, yeah. So for me personally, I then sat when I was going through this clearing, and I spoke to my guides, and I was like, okay, like, what is it? And I didn't really get much. They were like, it's not really important that like they were just like, just move through it. But I did get it that it was quite a bit of hard work. And also when the 4/4 portal happened, which was last Friday, for about 3 days, I was super emotional. Literally, guys, like someone would just like, I don't know, bump me in the supermarket and I would start crying. Like that's the level of emotional that I was. And I cleared quite a lot. And then sometimes it comes through as irritability. So then I cleared that as well. But it was more like I just felt like I needed to cry so much, which I thought was quite interesting. I'm also in the process of, I don't know if you guys can see, I've got quite a big root regrowth, which I don't usually have. I'm going to plait my hair with like plaits and for the desert so that I don't have to wash it and stuff. So that'll be quite cool. Those of you who follow me know I did it last year as well. And so I'm growing it so that then when they actually like plait it, they don't pull my peroxided colored hair, but they pull my own. So yeah, so this is also very big, like I really don't like it, but it's okay. And then I've had a few other things happen within the last few days, just like small things, like small glitches and things happening in my life. Irritability, detached. Yeah, guys, let me know your symptoms as well. But yeah, like, I mean, I've been finding a lot of balance that's happening within my own feminine and masculine sides. And the reason that I want to share this is I'm going to share a little bit about my personal life. So I share quite a lot, but I don't really share like that much. So for me, it's important, like, as I navigate and as I learn, as I'm in, my experience on my day-to-day basis, like I'm consistently learning a lot. So I'm really, really learning to surrender more, like as if, life hasn't taught me to surrender enough, but really, really, really to surrender more. And okay, I see you guys are also quite emotional, clearing anger, sadness, crying. Okay. Okay, irritability, miscommunications. Yeah. Happy birthday in advance. Thank you guys. My birthday is actually Friday. You can guess my age, but I will tell you guys. I don't. It's not like a secret, but you can guess it in the comments if you want, and I'll tell you at the end. Super hungry. Yeah. So I did different, opposite for me. I'm actually into fasting mode now. I'm doing 20 to 24-hour fasts the whole of this week. So what I'll do is I'll stop eating maybe at like 5 p.m. and then fast until like 2 or 3 p.m. the next day, or maybe stop eating at 7 p.m. and then eat at like 4 p.m. the next day or something like that. So that's what I'm going to be doing this whole week. It's just, they just told me to do it because it's going to help with moving through whatever I'm clearing quickly. So I'll move through it quicker. I'm kind of hungry, but I think hi, Daniel. Thank you for being here. Love you too. Fasting as well. Yeah, I see some of you are fasting too. So I just get called to fast every now and then. I won't do a 3-day fast because I'm close to my moon. Generally, I would do like 2, 3 times a year. I'll do like a 3-day fast, water fast. I still drink water. And then I'll have like matcha because I like, and then I'm actually in the process. I'm drinking like a barley drink. So you can't see, yeah, it looks like coffee, but it's not coffee. I don't drink coffee. I mean, I'll have coffee maybe like 2, 3 times a year, very intentionally. So yeah, I think for me, January, February, and March as well were like very, very big because I did a lot of in-person work, a lot of grid work, and I held a lot of space physically and within workshops in like a short amount of time, more than I have ever done in my life, actually. And so I think it just makes sense that the universe is like, okay, you need to chill a little bit now, take it easy because you're going to be holding a lot more now when you go in the Karoo. So yeah, so I think that makes sense. Okay, fasting, pain in my right knee. Knees are old karmic cycles and things letting go, hey, and also slowing down. Anything with legs can be slowing down. I was a lot hungrier last week. Last week I noticed that I was eating more. Since the portal of emotional purge, couldn't sleep for 3 days, energetic, burning hot. Yes, sweating. Yeah, me too. I don't really like, I am generally someone who has low blood pressure, so I'm always quite cold. It has been like a little bit hotter here, but not to the point that I would be sweating. I'm having a lot of clearing in the astral in the night, so I actually wake up with my adrenal glands really working, and I'm having more night sweats, which I don't usually have anymore. I used to a lot. So I mean, I think I'm definitely clearing for myself quite a lot before my birthday, but there's definitely a lot that's happening as well. Mm. How do I keep my body alkaline? That's a good question. Well, I don't eat meat. I don't eat fish. I really try to avoid a lot of animal derivatives. I'll eat like cheese here and there. I also drink something called buku water and buku tea. I drink a lot of buku tea. Buku is very, very alkaline. It's a feigenbass that grows in the Western Cape. You can order it and find it on Amazon. So I mainly drink a lot of that. And then, yeah, I don't really like pay attention. I just like kind of get guided. There are moments where, like, I had a phase last week where I really needed beetroot, I think to help with grounding and the red. And yeah, so I had that for quite a while. So it really depends. Yeah, disturbed sleep. Yeah, same for me. I do think it's gonna level out within the next week. But let's kind of like wait and see. Again, like April is a month of surprises, I always find, because I find there's a lot of revelations, and the Aries energy, it is quite explosive, it is quite dynamic. So I would suggest if you have projects or new things that you want to start, to do it, because now it is a good time to kind of like set that in motion and start like opening and expanding on that. Um, so 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 yeah, I still have some spaces for my Bali retreat if you guys want to join. I sold some more slots after last week, which was lovely. It will fill a sell out, so I would say rather sooner than later. I think Audrey can put the link in the comments. and then you guys can just click the link and go there and have a look. Thank you. And so that's happening. I'm really looking forward to that. I'm still going to be running my LA training as well in October. So do let me know if you want to connect, and I offer payment plans for that too. And obviously, I'm still running my fundraiser. Audrey, you can put the link for that there too, please. Where for $9.99, you guys really support me in going and doing the grid work that I do every year in the desert. And it's a lot. It's like 12,000 people. Not that I'm working on all of them at the same time, but like I work on a lot of them, and I clear a lot of space, and I do a lot of stuff. So yeah. Okay, I had a stiff neck. Hello. For those of you just joined now, let me know how you've been, where you're from, and how you're feeling, and how your sleep has been, and how your energy, and what's been going on. New chiropractor. Do you know, guys, I've never been to a chiropractor. Never. I've heard amazing stories, and I heard horror stories. Not that it really affects me. If I'd feel like I'd have to go, I would go. But energy's been up and down. Hello from Oslo, Norway. So for me, started working at Crystal Shop. Great. Yeah, as I said, if you're looking to have new experiences, new starting new projects, new things, like this is the right time for it. Like the Aries energy going into May is really dynamic. So yeah. And then you guys are also welcome if you want me to go into more detail, and if you want to ask me any personal questions regarding to your own personal experiences or what you're moving through, you are welcome to write them, and then maybe send me a super chat, and then I will go into more detail. I'll literally channel answers for you if there's anything that you want to know or that you need to navigate or that you need answers for, within reason. So yeah, this was actually a friend of mine's. I'm not an Aquarius, but I really like the shape of this mug, so I still use it. So yeah. Hello from Texas. Thank you for being here. Wait, okay, amazing. When you build capital, you want to do a session. Well, you can enter the raffle for $9.99, and perhaps you stand a chance to win a session. So that's a nice alternative. You stand a chance to win $5,000 worth of energy work. Okay. Okay, let me pull through some cards. Shakorokoai shinayatra trikorokoai shinayatra. Tra creo korokoai shinayatra creo korokoai shinayatra. Trat creo koai shinayata ishe korokoai shetare. Treo korayatre creo tkoai shinayatra. Triat quiero kokoai shinaya. Treo korokoa trea shinayatra. Treo korokoa ishet korokoania shenata at creo korai shinayata. Siatorokokania trea creo korokoat crea sero koa ishenata. Tana ishenata kra creo koa na ishenayatra. Trea treo korokoa ishenayatre creo koa chet kara ishenayatra. Trea treo korokoania trea isheyatra. Traio ko areat crea sek rokoa ishenayatra. Treo korokora ia ishieta ishenayatre at quiero kora ia ishia. Trea te korokoania ishenataka. Tria tre korokoa ishenayatra. Creo koa ishenayatra. Na ishe korokora trea tre korokorai. Anchoring. Opening. Ra treo korokoa ishenayatra. Trea trek Croacia se korokoa nia ishetaya. Tiatare akiero korokot kat crease korokot kareat kri aisha yataratre. Krokona ya shera sasiero korokot karea ishe kiero kura yatra. She korokot karaya sia siet kroa ishera yatra. Croat crea siat korokora isiera tra trea sietara. Tre otkoraya siata kara isiera tra siatara trea siataka area ishetara tre asietara. Trea creo korokora yat tre oro ishenayata kiara tre korai siara ishetaya. Kroa ishenayatra tre krie korokoro ishenayatra. Okay. Okay. So this came through in assistance to grounding, but as you guys know, the codes will go where they're most needed in your systems. Yeah, let me pull through some more actually. Kia korowa nia shira trea tre koro. Yeah. Shiro korokoro. This will bring a lot of clarity to a lot of you. Kiero korokora ishe nayatra. It's going to help with leveling out the astral space, and it's going to help with the lucid dreaming too. Kiaro korokora ishe nayatra trea tre koroko ishe nayatra tre koroko tara ishe nayatra. There are a lot of codes of sovereignty in here. Shiro korokora trea tara ishe nayatra koroko kakre tere korokora ke koko koko. Kuruatre kurra te kurra te kurra te kurra te kur na tia she kurkua ishe tara. Da kurokura ishe raya siato kurokura ishe raya tra ishe raya. Yeto kurokura ishe ta kuro ishe raya. Okay, I'm just gonna quickly check the comments. Okay, Aquarius. Okay. So if you guys want me to ask specific questions, I can channel some of them, but you are welcome to send me a super chat as well, just so it stands out and I can see it better. Hi, Zach. Thank you for being here. Hello, Washington State. You've learned a lot on using light from you. Thank you. That's lovely to hear. I always play my quartz balls to raise the vibration of my house and daughters. Lovely. I find myself stuck in moving from shadow ancestral work. Was told there was something different with the oversoul of Todd compared to the other masters I worked with. I don't understand if that's a question. You're welcome. Interesting dreams. Okay. You're welcome. You're welcome. So hard to focus on myself with 3 teen daughters. I'm an empath mom, absorbing and shielding and absorbing and shielding. Yeah, lower chakras releasing. Yeah, I think like, I mean, I don't have 3, so I can't tell. Maybe one day. But I think you're doing an amazing job. And sometimes we just need to stop and tell ourselves, like, actually, it's okay. But I guess, yeah, grounding as much as possible, staying present, moving through the lower chakras. Okay. 13-year-old cousin has surgery planned. I will definitely send her light in my next meditation. What's the name? Haika. Yes, of course. I'm all here for the children, guys. I'll do all the best that I can. They literally are our future. So yeah, so I'm going to briefly touch on a little bit, and this is a big topic, so I'm going to speak a little bit about it now, but I'm going to keep it for the next live mostly when it comes to balance within divine unions. So now I would like to hear from you guys, like, if any of you like are struggling in this aspect, if you, because it's something that really, like, I see so much, especially with the divine feminine, because unfortunately there is, thank you for the beautiful super chat, greatly appreciated. Thank you, Yulan. Because there is a lot of imbalance. I think a lot of the time we struggle because we come in this form, whether we like a masculine or a feminine, and then we struggle to balance the other part of ourselves. So what I find works nicely is, obviously, if you're a woman, you need to work on kind of like balancing out your masculine side, and if you're a man, vice versa. And I think some of us choose to have life experiences that help us with that. So, for example, a man who is born, who has a sister and grows up with a sister, he will definitely have a feminine side which is more developed, rather than a man that is born with 2 brothers. So moving into this year, we are going to see a big shift in the masculine. Thank you, Karina, for the beautiful super chat. Really greatly appreciated. And we're going to see a lot of the masculine really step up, and we kind of like, we're going to see what we saw in the feminine like 3, 4, 5 years ago. We're going to see it start happening within the masculine. This is what I'm seeing for this year, and what's happening. A lot of also fast light prophets that have been in the limelight will be kind of like removed, and a lot of people in my line of work that aren't really operating from a space of integrity will also, see some fall from grace. So I think it's interesting to see how these things navigate. I find that when it comes to energies and when it comes to, people that aren't operating for the greater good, it's almost like it reaches a tipping point and then it kind of like all implodes and explodes at the same time. Could I say how to heal from anxiety? I'll answer this one because I think it's useful for everyone. So I would say that anxiety is obviously like a symptom. It's connected to the heart center and the lungs. And it's interesting because I had a conversation with a client just before I hopped on here, and I said to her I was clearing, and then I was like, and then I felt what I think people would define as anxiety because I was feeling palpitations. I'm not like an anxious person. I've never had anxiety. I've been fortunate enough never to be in a space of like, I mean, I did suffer from panic attacks in my early 20s. So I did actually have some of that. But I think definitely anxiety will be connected to the heart center, will be connected to the self-love, the self-trust. It is often a symptom of something else, but because it's in this area here, sometimes I find that it helps working with the heart. And also if it's a trauma response to something, like the body's nervous system is responding to something that's already happened to you, you need to just reprogram yourself. And I find using the mantra, I am safe, definitely helps. So let's say your anxiety, you need to understand what triggers it. So let's say, and if you want to write to me what triggers it, then I can give you a better response to how to work for it within your own individual experience. So I'm going to quickly, hi Rena, thank you for your super chat. I'm going to see what you asking. I seriously need a boost to keep my vessel clean from wine. Santa Maria, not to use them to escape anymore. I want to be full of more light. I know it's an old paradigm of old self, definitely shedding advice. So this is a very good question because a lot of people struggle with things like this and attachment and addictions. So my advice is to not guilt trip yourself. And listen, guys, like I used to smoke, I used to drink, like I've been down the road and around the block. So if you say, okay, I'm not going to drink wine for a week, and on day 5, you're like, okay, I want a glass, and you have a glass, don't guilt trip you and be like, oh my God, I have a glass, I'm going to have the whole bottle because whatever, I've ruined it. No, have the glass, enjoy it, thank it, release it, and let it go. And then the next day you don't have it anymore. And that's how you kind of like clear the program, because it's literally like an attachment. It's a program that works in your brain that makes you want it. It's almost like an implant. That's how you can explain it. It's like an implanted program. And for you to release it, you need to remove what it can attach itself to, which is the alignment and vibrational frequency. So if you clear the thought and release the guilt and the shame and the pattern, the addictive program is gonna release, and you're not gonna have it anymore. And it's the same for everything. And yeah, I hope that helps. If you want me to expand, you're welcome to ask me a little bit more. But that's how I've seen and how I've worked with addiction programs. It's literally like a program that a template, that can be collapsed and cleared and released. And once it's done, it's gone. It obviously can come in different shapes and forms. And my advice would be to tackle them maybe one at a time. You can do both at the same time if you feel strong enough, but maybe one at a time might be easier. You're welcome. Okay. Okay, I'm going to pull through a little bit more code and see what comes in. It's a very gentle channeling that's coming through today. I think a lot of us, because you've been moving through these emotions, we need the clearing, obviously, and we need the release, but we need the love, we need the support. We need to feel held. Shia kurokua ni shira yatra, trea kiero kokoa ishina yatra, trea koroko ishina takara, ia ishiro korokotkara ishina yatra, tiro korokora ia ishira isiero korokorokora ishira yatra. There's a lot of Mary Magdalene energy that's coming in. Sure. So those of you will have your vision activated, you'll see there's a lot of baby blue that's coming through. Kia korokoa ishe nayatra trea shirayatra. There's actually veils of nurturing, loving, protective energy that's being placed around your systems. Kia korokoa ishe nayatra trea korokoa ishe nayatra ia ishe korokoa ishe rayatrea trea. It's actually quite powerful. Through you, it's actually expanding through into your children. Kia koroko, for those of you who have children, kia koroko, not up, not just the younger ones. Kia koroko aishe nayatra kriya koroko aishe nayatra taya treo koroko aishe ishe koroko na ishe rayatra sia to koro aishe raya sia to koroko aishe rayatre ikiero koroko ani aishe taka shero koroko aishe nayatra sia to kora isia taraya sia te karo usayatra isia tara. Tria siet korokorayat krea isherayatra kre korokoa ishenayatra tria sietara ia isherayatra shkrokuraya sia sie korokorayat krea ishenayatra tria sieta karokorokoraya sia to korokora isherayatra. Okay. Karina, you really want me to see your question in block capital letters. Let me see. What are you asking? Why do I have pain in my right knee? Knees is old stuff releasing for, yeah, knees. And most with portal opening, it might just be that because of the portal, you're releasing more from that side. It's difficult to say on an individual level. Okay, let me just quickly. Have you had any injuries on that knee? Have you broken that knee or the other one? Yeah, you clearing, babes. Like you literally clearing through that. Kia korokora ishirayatra tre tre korokoa ishinayata. Isha korokoa ishinayatra kiero kokoa ishinayatra kiero kokoa ishinayatra. Yeah, I can see that you've been clearing a lot through it. I think you can work with, there's a solfeggio frequency that you can work with that might help with that if you play it overnight. I don't know to what level you're talking pain-wise, but it definitely amplifies with portal energy because it's you're clearing more. Okay, Rena, how can I help my 15-year-old daughter Lexi with an eating disorder? This is like a game of mind checkers. Way too much to type and so many emotions in this. Thanks, you're welcome. So first of all, is this a genetic? Like, has this been ancestrally, well, not genetic, has this been ancestrally taken down? So I've suffered from eating disorder when I was younger, and it came from my mom, which came from my grandmother, and I actually was able to clear the template and the program. So it's quite interesting that you're asking me all these questions that I've moved through personally as well. 15 is very young, still really impressionable. My advice would be to figure out what the root cause of it is, because there is always something behind it. I know teenagers can be difficult, and it can be difficult to kind of understand what is happening and what's going through. I don't really have authorization to go into her field. I can only do that if she asks me. So the best that I can do is like give you advice from my energetic perspective as a mom, or, you know, to kind of like navigate it. But if you want me to see what's actually happening with her, you can get a session for me with her, with her agreeing to it, and then I'll be able to go in her system and I'll be able to see better. But from your side, you're welcome, Karina. But from your side, I think what you can do is figure out where it comes from. Talk to her. Like, is she open to talking about it, or is she, are you just like figuring it out because she's lost weight, or she's, like, I don't even know what kind of eating disorder it is that you're talking about. But I think all of these symptoms are causes of there's something else that always goes deeper. So as I was channeling now, they actually said to me that you guys are going to love this. Next week, I'm going to talk about karmic partners and divine unions. So you guys are going to just love this one. So come ready with questions for that. And I'm going to explain to you guys how you can tell the difference between a karmic union and a soul partner in a divine union. Maybe her aunt on my husband's side had an ED. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think with eating disorders, it's very complicated because it goes, from a control point. So I don't know, is there something in her life that she feels powerless, so she needs to take control of her weight and what she eats. It's really all about control. Like, I mean, I still have control issues to this day, and I'm still working on them, not in like a bad way, in like a cute way, but like I still I used to be quite controlling back in the day. So it's really like, where is she understanding, where is she feeling powerless, and why does she need this to feel like she's empowered? Because that's what it comes back to. It is a program. I think, how long has she had it for, and what is the severity of it? So I think I do need to know a little bit more to like try and help you better. But yeah, I don't know if this already helps. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you guys for being here. For those of you who joined later, you're welcome to ask me questions. And yeah, I'm just going to quickly repeat what I have coming up in the next few weeks and months. So I have my Bali retreat that's happening in September. I've still got a few spaces left for that. It's going to be really, really, really powerful. We're going to be doing a lot of clearing, and it's just, I'm very, very excited for that. And I still got my fundraiser running, the raffle. You're with $9.99 access. You can win up to $5,000 worth of energy work. And yeah, it's really small for you, and you really help supporting me. I'm going to go to the desert to do a lot of grid work and a lot of clearing, and this is why the universe has given me like, slow down, chill, take it easy. And especially before your birthday, you do have like energetic clearing before that. And obviously still my 6-week and 6-month programs are available on my website. She does talk about it. That's good already. She wasn't eating on and off for a while, then throwing up here and there, binges. It's definitely a little bit of everything. Okay. Since October. Okay, so it's October-ish. Okay, so it hasn't been, yeah, I'll probably book a session for you and her. I think that would be a good idea, because I can really go into a lot more detail for that. If it's a parasync, can she work on her solar plexus or the lower? Yeah, she can work on the sacral and the solar plexus with self-love, self-trust, and power. Maybe play her frequencies overnight. Solfeggio frequencies. I don't know if Audrey can write it in the comments. Solfeggio frequencies. There is one for each one of the chakras. So play them in her room, even if she's not there, play it so the frequency is in her room, and then ask her if she's okay with playing those in her sleep. So that might help straight away. But I think it would be best if you book her in with me for a session, and then I can go a little bit more into detail. Okay. You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you for being here. How are you so confident in your work? Thank you, Spirit, Heart, Soul, for that compliment. How would one book a session with me? Audrey, if you can leave the link to my website, it's actually right there, altelocrezza.com store. You go to my store page. Generally, for first-time clients, I suggest a full system cleansing, but there is also the light language option or the Akashic clearing option, where I go into your Akash and I'll see like traumas, patterns, programs, templates, and things that are affecting you and stopping you from living your best life, and then I'll clear those for you. I'll just get answers. In all the sessions, you can ask me questions beforehand, and then I'll get answers for you when I go in. So how am I so confident in my work? Again, thank you for that compliment. I guess it's practice. It's really practice. And I ran the most beautiful life channeling masterclass last night, and I was explaining to these they were mostly ladies, but also a few guys, and I was explaining to them, that you're gonna get it wrong. You practice, and the practice, the better you get at it. Your psychic vision, intuition, your third eye, your clairs, you all have them. You all have a channel. You all have this body is a perfect machine, and you all have access to source consciousness and this infinite abyss of information. And when you learn how to navigate that, then you're divinely guided in every action, every word, everything you do, everything you are. And it's really not about you. It's about, you know, the greater good and the collective. And yeah, it really is a whole other level of trust and surrender in your higher power, in your higher version of self, in source consciousness. And once you feel and you know that that's where you're operating from, then the ego becomes very nicely integrated. And it can come across as like, oh, like being, yes, you're confident because you know what you're doing, you know, because you've done this a lot of times before. And then, you know, you go through your soul fragment retrieval and you take in these bits and pieces of information, and parts of you that have done this many times before, and like most of you have, you know. And yeah, and again, like with time and practice, you'll get better, and it'll get easier. Um, my accent, I'm actually Italian. I don't sound Italian, but I went to the British school in Italy, and I'm currently residing in South Africa. So that's why my accent is a little bit weird. But sometimes I get like an American twang because I work with Americans a lot. Very excited for next week's topic. Yeah. So, yeah, guys, I think I'm gonna bring through a little bit of. Do you think my daughter contracted the eating disorder? I'd have to go into her field, but it's probably a pre-contracted karmic agreement. I don't think it's something that you can like pick up energetically, if you know what I mean. But I'd have to go in her system, book her in with me. You're welcome. Hi, Josie. Josie's my bestie babes. Thanks for joining. So yeah, guys, next week I will be talking about karmic unions and how to recognize a karmic union to a divine union. I'll be speaking a little bit about karmic partners, soul ties. It's quite a big topic, so I'm going to see if I can do it all in one live. I might break it up in 2 lives, and then I'll have a break of about 2 weeks until because I'm going to get back from burn, and then I'll start my lives again. Okay, guys? I will post the recording for those of you who have missed the beginning. I think something deep within me applied a sort of blockage in my slow pecs in order to really set my limit as a bad cycle I was in. I cut the cycle feeling better, but the feeling persists. I'm a little bit confused about what you're asking. If you can maybe formulate that in with a little bit more clarity, then I'll be happy to answer it for you. Shukroa tria kiro kurokua ishiraya tre krio kurokuania ishiraya tra trio kurokura ishiraya tra tria kuraya shinaya tria tre kurokua ishinaya tria kria kurokua ishia kratrie kurokunaya sieto kura ishinaya ta tria kuraya ishinaya tra kria kiro kukua ishinaya tra tria te kurokuania siet kuroa ishinaya tra Kria kurokua ishinaya tria kie kurokuania shiratra tria trio kurokua kre eiseya shiratra tria sia kurokora yat kre oishanaya tra tria kurokua ishinaya tra kria kurokura ishiraya tra tria. Okay, if any of you want to give me last few super chats, you're welcome to do that. Thank you. If not, another beautiful way to support me is with my fundraiser. It's going to carry on until the end of April. And the winners will be announced the second week of May. You can sign up to winning up to $5,000 worth of energy work. Father, you can leave the link there. Kria kurokutara ishinayatra, trea kurokura ishiraya, siero kurokura ishayatra, shikrokuania ishinatra, shukruatria ishirayatra. Ta kurokua ishira. You're welcome, guys. Thank you for being here. Yeah, if there's any last few questions that you want me to take, just write them down. And yeah, I think in the next few minutes I'll be off. It's been a long day for me as well. Okay, guys, I'm going to tell you something funny about me. I'm very, very particular on my nail art. So as you guys can see, I've got quite extensive nail art. And whenever I go get my nails done, I never give them a design that I can't do myself, because I just know that sometimes people will say, I can do it, and then they actually can't. And that's what happened today. So I actually ended up being for 4 hours at the salon. Thank you, Karina, for the beautiful super chat. Greatly appreciated. Because the lady who did my nails, which did them last time, and the nail art was fine, this time she was like, she told me she could do it, and then she actually couldn't do it. So I had to do, so my left always looks very pretty because I do it with my right, and then my right, like it's still okay, but you can see a little bit of difference. So that's a fun fact about me. I'm actually quite good with like precise line work and things like that. I never really studied art, but there was a point in my life where I did want to become an artist, and that's why I'm an artist of sorts, with my clothes and things like that. I just don't have as much time as I would like to paint. But yeah, so that's what happened with me today, and I thought it was quite interesting. And yeah. So yeah, thank you guys. Do I see the body of whoever I'm sending light codes to and kind of draw them over the people? No, I just send the codes. They go where they're supposed to go. If I'm working on a one-on-one, then yes, I will see the energy field and system, and I will send them precisely. But when I'm doing collective work, I send the codes out. Sometimes I will see the whole group of people. Sometimes I will see one, and then it will kind of like symbolize the whole group of people. But this work is so multidimensional that it's very difficult to be like, oh, it works like this or it works like that. Okay. Okay, guys. So I think I'm going to be off. Yeah, I did keep it a little bit shorter this time. I know it's 45 minutes and not a full hour, but it has been a long day. And yeah, as I mentioned, I am clearing quite a lot within my own system. Hopefully my astral will be a little bit more chilled. I mean, I don't mind seeing my grandma, but it's the apocalyptic timelines that I'm clearing that I'm just like, okay. I love you guys. I love you. Thank you for being here. I'll see you next Monday. If Audrey can put the Bali link back. If you guys want to connect with me in Bali, I really don't do a lot of public appearances during the year. I'll do the Conscious Life Expo. Thank you, lovely, for the beautiful super chat. Greatly appreciate it. I'll do the Conscious Life Expo once a year, and then I run a retreat once a year. That's my only two really public appearances around the world. So if you do want to connect with me in person and see me in person, then that's it. And if you are in Bali when I am running my retreat at the time, I will make a plan to see you on a one-on-one as well. Same happens for when I'll be in the States. Okay, guys, thank you so much. Thank you. I love you. I see you. I appreciate you from my heart to yours. Thank you. And if you're seeing this on the replay, the codes will still work nicely. You're still welcome to send super chats, and all the links are going to be below here for Bali, for my raffle, the fundraiser, and to book your one-on-one or your 6-week, 6-month program, or to book my training in LA. Okay. I love you. Take care. Bye.